Thursday in Tryon, North Carolina, and it's still balmy temperatures. Here at 5 o'clock, it's still 65 degrees, and we still are in desperate need of rain. If you saw the pictures coming in, it's not fuzzy photography. That's smoke hanging down on the lake and in the trees from fires to our south, fires to our north. No matter which way the wind blows, we wind up with smoke from either one of the fires. But we're thankful not to be in the fires, and we ask you to pray for rain for all of those that are experiencing fires. We've been looking at the subject of spiritual warfare. This is part 4, and we looked at 3 factors that cause a spiritual warfare. The first one is Satan. He certainly causes spiritual warfare. And then there's the sorry, that is, people who just don't have any consideration, deliberately provoke, people that are filled with immorality and unethical behavior, and they provoke us into spiritual warfare. And then there's self. Now, understand the first 2 can't cause you to sin. They can only tempt you to sin. But the last one, self, can sin. And we took a look at just the book of Genesis and saw over 20 people who would go through spiritual warfare. We looked at Adam and Eve in the garden. They failed. They were facing all 3, Satan, the sorry, and self. And then we looked at Cain, and Cain failed. He had nobody but to blame for at least what's revealed in Scripture, but himself and his anger, and he failed. Today we want to look at the person of Noah. It's really quite interesting. Here's what we find in chapter 6 of the book of Genesis, verses 5 and 6. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Now, you notice all of the conclusives. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and that every intent of and thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. The Lord was sorry that he had made man on earth and was grieved in his heart. Now that's quite an interesting thing, because during the creation account we find God looking at all that he created and saying it was good. Then he created man and woman, and he said it was very good. And now, just a short time later, in relative terms, he's looking at the earth and the man that he placed on this earth and gave free will has gone amok. Every form of debauchery, every form of sin. And he was actually sorry that he created man on this earth. Now there is a bright spot. In chapter 6, verse 8, it says, "But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord." That's wonderful, isn't it? If you can find favor in the eyes of the Lord, you're blessed. You really are. And here's the most incredible statement, because you know Satan was still around and having a field day with all of the debauchery that was going on. And you know that with all of those people who were immoral and unethical and all of the debauchery that they were doing, that it was a tough place to live. So we have not only Satan, we have the sorry all around us. And yet Noah finds favor in the eyes of the Lord. And here's why, verse 9. These are the records of the generations of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his time. Noah walked with God. Now, that doesn't say Noah was perfect. He was righteous, but he wasn't perfect. And it doesn't say he was blameless. It says he was blameless in his time. God considered what he had to put up with and the sorry all around him, and Satan continually working all of his little tricks. But Noah found the second secret, or the second fact that we're going to study. The first fact was the 3 causes of spiritual warfare. And here's fact number 2. You can win. when you walk with the Lord. That's what Noah did. Verse 9, chapter 6. Noah walked with God. And so we know that even though it seemed like nobody could possibly win spiritual warfare, Noah won spiritual warfare. The secret, the truth, the fact is that it was because he walked with God. That's your thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.